They set the rules, they make the playbook, they tell us how things are gonna go. But also know that moving too slowly with cutting rates is just as risky as moving too quickly. But remember the straw that broke the camel's back. The Federal Reserve recently went on record and said they are satisfied with the way that inflation has cooled. Now, the Fed's target rate for inflation is 2%, and we're hovering right around that mark, a little bit over. But even so, the Federal Reserve has said that they still want to wait before cutting rates. Wait before cutting rates. Now, why is the Fed playing with fire? Now, let's acknowledge that the Federal Reserve has a very difficult job. They basically control the economy of the United States. They set the rules, they make the playbook, they tell us how things are going to go. That is a lot of responsibility for somebody to have. And with that type of job, you also have to deal with all of the criticism, all of the scrutiny and so forth that comes with it. Now, the Federal Reserve wants to make sure that things are going in the right direction before they make any moves. They want to continue to look at the data, and they do not want to move too fast. And only at that time will they move, and they want to make sure that inflation is cool just right. But I feel like prices are still high, and even though inflation might be cooled off, that doesn't mean the prices are dropping. They are just not they're just not going up as fast as they used to. But also know that moving too slowly with cutting rates is just as risky as moving too quickly. Now, in the last video, we discussed a selective recession that we are in right now. You have a lower class or lower income class and a middle class that's really struggling right now, and interest rates play a big factor in all of that. By moving too slow, you run a risk of not only continuing to make it difficult for those people, but also turning this selective recession into a more widespread recession that starts to affect different industries. And the Fed's argument to that is that we have held these rates high for some time now, and we still have a strong labor force, markets are still up, and things are going good. And that is true. Interest rates have been up for a while, and even though it's hurt some people, it hasn't completely tanked the economy. But remember the straw that broke the camel's back. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a huge monumental event that makes this thing tank. It could be just holding steady as it is with high rates, with high debt, and then eventually just shockingly everything just falls apart. The straw that broke the camel's back is you run a risk by holding things the way they are. Now, I don't think that they're going to raise rates anymore. Obviously, that's not in the talks at all. And inflation is cooling, and they are talking about cutting rates. But this idea of waiting so long to do so, I just think that, basically what the Federal Reserve right now is doing is saying that we want your car payment to be high so that not too many people are buying cars right now. Because when too many people are buying and spending, then prices are going to go up. So they're trying to play this balancing act, kind of controlling us, controlling everything. And that is their job. But the way that they are doing it, they are causing maybe some unnecessary risks. And the Federal Reserve also, they haven't committed to a time when they will drop rates. They've discussed dropping rates later this year. Jerome Powell was asked, what about September? And he said he does not want to commit to a specific date. He wants to keep looking at the data that comes out every single month. What are the inflation numbers and different and everything. And they should do that. They should be responsible in the way that they handle things right now. But by waiting, so, what if it's not September? Is it going to be in December? And in all honesty, they haven't committed to dropping rates this year at all. If the data changes at any time, they could reverse course. Rates won't be dropped until it actually happens. Right now, the talk of dropping rates might sound attractive, but until it actually happens, nothing has actually been done. If you like content like this, leave a comment down below letting me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe for more content like this and hit that thumbs up button for me.